Hi there, and let's freaking go. The New York Jets won last night. Happy Friday to everyone out there. 15 rounds of Flambé. Aaron Johnson, Matthew. The Jets won. It's Friday. How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm doing well, but there's just a difference between Monday and today. It's just like it's.
You see the smile? I'm smiling. Like I said, Matthew, in our opening, we're here, we're back. It's Friday, the Jets won, and we're going straight into the nitty-gritty, talking about Rex Ryan, the old New York Jets coach, current Buffalo Bills coach. He had some explaining to do after the Jets won 37-31 last night in Buffalo, dropping the Bills to 0-2. Matthew, what did they do today to rectify the problem?
Yeah, Aaron, like they fired the offensive coordinator, Greg Roman. Like, I don't understand that at all. They scored 31 points yesterday, and even though they lost, they scored 31 points. Tyrod Taylor had a great game, like nearly destroying the whole idea of Revis Island. And
Revis is killing me.
and they fired the person who set up all that offensive scoring, so I don't understand this at all.
Revis is killing me, truthfully, just to double back on that. Like, everyone's vacationing on Revis Island right now.
Focusing on the Bills.
But yeah, no, coming back to the Bills. Thank you. Coming back to the Bills. Somebody tweeted out today, and they were like, what do you do when your defense gives up 37 points, 3 touchdowns to one of the other team's best players, and nearly 500 yards of total offense? What do? You fire the offensive coordinator. Like, I feel like they really use this man as a scapegoat. Rex is hot. His seat is on fire.
Yes, no question. I mean, he came in. I mean, legendary quarterback Jim Kelly said at the beginning of, like, in the offseason, that if Rex didn't get into the playoffs this year, he would probably be gone. And I feel like they're just like reshuffling the deck on the Titanic as it's going down. I mean, the defense gave up, like you said, close to 500 yards. Ryan Fitzpatrick was looking like Dan Marino out there. He had 10 passes. He had 10 completions of passes that were at least 15 yards or more from the line of scrimmage. And you're firing the offensive coordinator, not the defensive coordinator.
His defensive coordinator is going to be safe when it's your brother. So, he's...
I mean, I actually, like, surprisingly, I looked that up, too. And Bob Ryan's not actually the defensive coordinator. He's the head coach. He's the assistant head coach, but the defensive coordinator is Dennis Sturman. So I was thinking, like, I understand maybe not filing your brother, but seeing that it's not your brother, I kind of don't understand why they kept him then.
I don't know. I don't understand why they fired anyone. The game was close. Buffalo still is going to win a couple games this year. I don't think they're going to go 6-10. I think they'll be 7-9 if they're good.
I mean, I was going to say, if you're going to fire anyone, I would say fire like them. And even though the offense has struggled, I mean, I'm just pulling up.
They didn't struggle last night, though. They didn't struggle last night, though. That was the situation that you had to understand, is that they fired the offensive coordinator in a situation where they didn't struggle last night. I actually was really scared watching that game.
I'm talking about defensively. I would maybe fire the defense. If you want to make a change, fire the defensive coordinator. I mean, before Rex came in and when Jim Schwartz was, like, leading that defense, the team was ranked 4th in, like, 2013. And the next season, they've been 2014. They dropped to 19th. I mean, they gave Tyrod Taylor this 6-year extension, and I trust him.
Now we're going to bring in some guy in and learn a whole new offense.
I mean, it's just, I really thought this would be the year that the Bills might do something, especially with Brady's out. But with schedule, they face Arizona next and then New England. They have games against Seattle, Cincinnati, Oakland, and Pittsburgh. I really feel like time is definitely... Like, Rex Ryan may be gone by the end of the season.
It's depending on how well they play in those last couple games coming up. He might not even last the season, to be honest. But we're going to see. I'm just glad the Jets won. Woohoo! Yes. Jets win.
Aaron, for a second, sir, you want to talk about Josh Norman? The $75 million man Washington signed the offseason? Who would, like, become, like, a top corner and defend against team's best receivers. You want to talk about him for a bit?
I mean, the thing that gets me with Norman, and it's funny because I defended Josh Norman for a while, and I will continue to do so until he shows me otherwise. But that being said, he is going to have to start covering some of these big name guys. They didn't put him on Antonio Brown last week against the Steelers, and because of that, I won my fantasy league. Antonio Brown kind of torched Washington for everything. He went in there and kind of took their land and stuff. I wonder if that's pretty familiar for this franchise. But it was no, seriously, with the amount of money that they gave him, the way that he came in hooping and hollering and everything and all the pomp and circumstance, he has to cover the number one guy. We're killing Darrelle Revis right now because he keeps getting burnt by everyone and their mom, but at least he's still covering the number one guy.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, this is for like a last segment, but in defense of Darrelle Revis, I mean, AJ Green does that to a lot of people, and the person he was facing yesterday was an Olympic sprinter, I believe. Yeah. So I mean, let's hold the horses on that one. But yeah, Josh Norman, he's talked all offseason how he's the best corner in the league. He's better than Richard Sherman. He's better than Patrick Peterson. He's probably right now better than Darrelle Revis. He's talked all this talk, all this hype, and he's not even guarding against arguably, no question, the best receiver in football. And Antonio Brown destroys Rashard Breeland, who, even though he's a good player, he's not the $75 million man that Washington picked up.
Why do you have anyone not named? If your name is not Josh Norman, you should not be covering Antonio Brown. It's that simple.
You should be covering Antonio Brown?
You should. I said if your name is not Josh Norman, you should not be covering Antonio Brown. Like, he's the only person. He should have shadowed him the whole game.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see on Sunday because he's facing the Cowboys, and that's already a heated rival. And they played last season, but even though Josh Norman got the better of Dez, I feel like, I mean, Romo got hurt in that game, I believe, and he was coming back. That was his first game back since being injured in the season. And I feel like if they do play Dez against Norman, I feel like he's still going to have some success because Dak Prescott, he's a rookie. He's not like an established quarterback like Romo was. So they should do this. I mean, I feel like Josh Norman and that Washington organization, especially with Jay Gruden and Daniel Snyder, they have so much pride. They're hitting all the critics are saying about why have Josh Norman on a second or third string receiver. So,
I mean, the way I look at it is this way. First of all, if he's not gonna be on Dez Bryant, put him on Terrence Williams and just make sure he doesn't go out of bounds. Oh wait, Terrence Williams gonna do that himself. Second of all, the way I look at it is also Dez Bryant doesn't have the rapport, going back what you were saying, that he had with Tom Brady, he had with Tony Romo and Dak Prescott. They're not on the same. You can see it on the field. Seems like he's not really comfortable 100% with what maybe like timing of routes and things of that nature. But the more time it's going to take, Dez Bryant is too good of a player to be stopped and be shut down like that. I personally think he's going to have a big game, whether or not Norman is covering him or not. I think Dez is going to have a great game this week just to kind of get people off his back in the way that he played last week.
Yeah, I mean, he had Dak threw it 45 times, and Dez only had one reception. And I was just like,
and it was like the first reception of the game.
Yeah, I was just looking at some like articles about the game, and Dez did his best when he was like in the slot, and he beat Landon Collins surprisingly for a touchdown, which was overturned because Dez just can't catch touchdowns in the end zone without some controversy.
Really, don't like Landon Collins. It's so funny.
I mean, he has the potential, but please just make the smart play. And it's just like when Dez was facing Janoris Jenkins with the safety over the top, it looked like Dak just didn't want to make the mistake of trying to throw it between like maybe a defender and another one watching.
Yeah, but when you got a receiver like Dez Bryant, you would take that chance. I'm not gonna say 9 times out of 10, but a lot of quarterbacks, Tony Romo might have taken that chance and just said, go get it. Go get it, big fella. Go get it. Rounding out 15 rounds of Flambé for this week, guys. It's Friday. We're happy. We're getting out of here. Pretty good tonight. Pretty good. Matthew, the Yankees, for one, lost a heartbreaking game last night when Hanley Ramirez hit the walk-off 3-run home run to give the Red Sox the win, bumping the Yankees back even further in the AL East and in the wild card push. How do you think this is going to affect not only them in the wild card in the AL, but just in who do you got coming out of the wild card in general?
Oh my God! I was watching that game last night, and I really wanted to just like slam my hand on. That was such a soul-crushing loss. They were leading 5-2 in the last inning, and Betances gives it up. But there are more teams in baseball.
Yeah, there are. Thank you, Joe.
I mean, the Yankees are now 3 games back from the wild card. They have Detroit and Seattle in front of them, and then they got Toronto and Baltimore currently right now as the top 2 wild card teams. And now it's San Francisco and the Mets. I mean, in the NL, I'm going to go with the Mets. The Mets have the easiest schedule. They face Minnesota, Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Philadelphia again.
Oh, wow. That is
it's a very easy schedule.
God.
And I guess I'll go with San Francisco. It's so tough right now because the Cardinals and the Giants are both 2 teams that are usually in October.
Yeah.
And I guess just go with like the every 2-year thing. I trust Madison Bumgarner than any of the Cardinals pitching.
The only thing I have to say is the fact that the Giants are playing so bad. The Giants are progressively playing terrible.
Yeah, I believe they got swept, or they lost like a bad series.
They've been playing so bad, and so I don't know if I can go as far and say that I think the Giants are going to hold on to that spot. I do think the Mets will get in. In the American League, I think it'll come down to one of the American League East teams. I like Toronto because I think with that lineup mixed, I think they'll have enough pitching to beat Baltimore out. And with that lineup, is going to be a hard case to get them out. And then I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with wow, I just had it and then I lost it. But I don't know. I just feel like when it boils down, I don't like the Yankees' chances. I think the Mets will get in.
I believe that loss yesterday. Even though I try to stay away from like ultimates and like final things, but I just feel like that game yesterday that would give them so much momentum going into this big series against Boston. To lose it like that, I believe that was this is it for them. Even though
thank you. And I blame. You know who I blame? I blame Country Breakfast. That's why. I mean, no, I just wanted to say his nickname. Honestly, that's the only reason why.
I mean, why pitch hit him for McCann? I don't know, but
I think
in the AL, I guess I like Baltimore. It's interesting because there are a few storylines in like for each team. I'm moving for the Yankees. There are a lot of storylines that I would like to see get in. I mean, Toronto, Edward Encarnacion is going to be a free agent. So is Joey Bats.
This is
like the last chance for that group, I believe. Detroit, I think it is. I like Justin Verlander. I like Miguel Cabrera. I want to see those old stars trying to get back into the playoffs, even though after they have been in so long in the early mid 2000s. And like Seattle, Robinson Cano, they played so well in September. August. They played so well in August. September's still going on. So I would like to see Robbie get in because I believe their pitching staff has gotten better and their offense is still one of the best in baseball. And Detroit, just because my heart, I guess.
But like I said before, I think Toronto's going to beat out Baltimore because I think they have better pitching than Baltimore. Not better pitching. Even though their pitching is not as good as Baltimore's, I think their hitting is. And I think their pitching isn't so far behind that it's going to really make up for the difference. I like Seattle because I do think that, like I said, with Robinson Cano, I kind of got to go with Robbie.
Yeah, he's quietly having like an MVP.
Yeah, I got to go with Robbie. I mean, he's supposed to be the face of the franchise, but he decided to go to Seattle with the money. He took the money. I can't even take the money.
Like Castro's making great plays and everything. I'm like, I like you, Castro. He might be my favorite player on the team, but I'm like, just imagine if we had you and Cano.
Yeah, well, I probably wouldn't have got one or the other, but I think that
Castro to third base and Cano at second base.
Don't talk to me. I think going into this postseason, though, this postseason is going to be one of the best that we've had. And coming off piggybacking off of last year's postseason, I had amazing memories. The bat flip, the arguing, the crazy. Last year's postseason was so great. Daniel Murphy, and I think that so much of last season's postseason is still going to be great, but it's still going to pale in comparison to some of the great storylines, like you said, some of the things that are going to be going on in this postseason coming up. We don't even know who's going to be. Well, we know the Red Sox are going to be there, but other than that, we don't even know who else is going to be there. So, we know the Nationals and the Cubs are going to be there. But seriously, the playoffs can end this year with all the craziness that's going on leading up to it. It could literally end with the breaking of the Billy Goat curse. I can't wait.
Back to the Future is off 1 year.
Could you imagine? Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Could you absolutely imagine? But I said I'm looking forward to it, and I think the wild card is going to have a lot to say about who ends up hoisting that trophy at the end of the season. And that's all the show we have for you guys. Thanks again for tuning in with us. Me, Matthew, we here. We turning up. We're having fun. Well, we're not really turning up.
Yeah, let's say I don't usually turn up.
Well, I might turn up. I don't know. I think I might turn up. But anyway, thanks for watching as always. We got a lot here done this week. 15 rounds of Flambé. 2 out of 3. I overslept one of the days, but still 2 out of 3. I said continue to like and subscribe us. Comment down in the section below. Everything's gonna be in the comment section or in the description section, like we always do it. So
go check out our GoFundMe page. We're gonna have another video Monday. We're gonna be back all 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. So let us know what you think about our show today. Let us know about the Bills or the MLB Wild Card playoff chase, or about Josh Norman possibly covering Dez or Terrence Williams.
Yeah, I think he'll cover Terrence Williams. But before we go, I got one last thing to say. The Jets won. We're 1-1, and Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right, before we go, last thing, Matthew. Who you got on tomorrow? Ohio State or Oklahoma?
I guess I'll go with Ohio State.
Going Ohio State too? Go Buckeyes. See you guys on Monday.